What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Stereotherapy. If it's your first time here, I'm your host, Lisa, and I have my partner in crime, Justine, right here with me as always. And yes, Justine is back. She is back with me. I am so happy about this, guys. But uh, this is the show that showcases the importance of music and mental health. Remember, if you want to support our little show, you can do that by following, subscribing, whatever they call it, on any platform you are currently listening to this right now. You can also hit us up on our Instagram at stereo.therapy or stereo period therapy. And our TikTok has the same handle. So go check us out at TikTok as well. We've got some stuff going on there. I'm doing my best. Justine helps me out with that. But we try to put out content daily. But again, life happens with that. But go check us out. All right, guys. Justine is here and she's back with me. And again, I have missed Justine. It was a really weird thing when I did the episode last week because it's always weird when I just record by myself. So I'm so happy. But Justine, how are you doing? Because I know you're recovering from the stomach bug. Uh, How
Uh,
are you doing? It's been a hot minute since we've been
I,
together.
I'm back from the dead. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is about this year. I have had so many stomach bugs this year, and like I don't get them that often, but this last one was so severe and so terrible, and I had it for basically like 2 weeks and off and on, and it was just awful. So it's good to be back.
Oh, I felt you because people don't know this, but like when we were even recording G's episode, I didn't feel good. And I got nervous. I was like, wait, did we somehow like through the screen or something? Like, did
Yeah,
I like
like
catch? Because
somehow just
I was
sent
like,
it over
oh.
the internet to you.
Yeah, behind the scenes, guys. Nobody knows what goes on here but Justine and obviously G because he was on that episode. But um again, thanks to everyone too for checking out the last week's episode. I know it was a little different because it was like I did it solo wise. And the reason why I didn't wait for Justine was like, okay, we're gonna do this one. We've got some interviews lined up. It was like, let me just do it. And like I kind of said in that episode, I would love to think we're this well run machine over here where we just have stockpiles of stuff. We don't. And I think what's really good is like we do it weekly because it's current, right? You're not getting something that we recorded weeks ago or a month ago. So that helps. But then when one of us is sick, it's like, okay. But so I appreciate anyone that because man, like those are a little different and they're so intimidating. So again, thank you for checking that out. But obviously, because Justine missed last week, and I know she had some different ones, artist, records, whatever. Because I noticed I said records, but it's like I did an artist and I did a record and whatever. But I hope you enjoyed that one. But Justine's gonna share her fall winter recommendations with us because again, I know she has a different take and I want to hear it. But Justine, what were or are your fall winter recommendations?
So it's just something that certain albums just happen to like hit a little different when the temperature drops. One artist in general that I always tend to gravitate towards whenever it starts to get a little colder out is Anthony Green's solo stuff.
Oh, yes.
Um, in particular, like Beautiful Things and Pixie Queen.
Yes. Oh
Uh,
my God. It's so funny you say that because I didn't say to go into detail because I knew you probably would. But at the end, I
yeah.
said Pixie Queen 100%. So I love, oh, I agree with you.
Oh yeah. Because like East Coast winters, like
Oh, yes.
it hits different when it's colder outside, you know?
Yeah.
I also love the front bottoms around this time, like especially like the first album that they had. Um, I don't know why. Like sometimes it's like some of these, like I don't really even necessarily have an answer of why.
Mm-hmm.
It just I noticed that I tend to gravitate towards it during a certain time. Manchester Orchestra's like
Oh,
older stuff. I admit that I kind of like fell out with them after Cope, but their older
ooh.
albums, like I just tend to always want to listen to it in like the fall and the winter times. And of course, it would be silly not to mention them because I know I'm not the only person that relates to them around the colder temperature times, which is AFI.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, you've got like their Halloween stuff that they like released that one time. in the fall. And then of course you have oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? Um, they have the one album with Miss Murder on it where it's they actually sing something called Love Like Winter. So
Is
it's
it?
like,
It's not December Underground,
yes,
or is
December
it?
Underground.
Okay,
Thank you.
I was like,
Yes, I was like, why can't I
I
think of
couldn't
that? Like,
either. I don't know how I
it's
pulled that out.
my brain just like lost it for a minute. But yeah, like it just something about AFI. It's just like it's in their, in their blood to you have to listen to them in the colder temps. So those are my picks.
I love that, and I agree with you because Anthony Green solo. I I've been saying this for a long time, and I know a lot of people are going to say, "Okay, yeah, enough of that." But Boom Done, the latest work, I truly think is his best work ever. And if he plays any of that, because I'm going to see him in a couple weeks. Oh my God. And I'm so excited because it's been a hot minute since I've seen a solo show. And this is supposed to be a really intimate
Yeah,
venue in New Jersey. So if anyone's going to the Crossroads show, let me know because I will be there. And I just waiting. I cannot wait. Tears are going to be shed. People don't understand. But I
I'm so jealous.
I
Like,
wanted,
oh,
oh my
I wish
God,
I could be there.
Justine. I wish, like, I just, and there's like a Q&A that's gonna happen too. And I'm like, oh my
Oh
God,
gosh.
I gotta get a question for everybody. But I truly Pixie Queen, and like Young Legs. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Young Legs
And
also. Yeah.
the Front Bottoms are one of those bands. I admittedly, besides Maps, like that song, I really
Yeah.
don't know, or like
That's from their first album.
twin size mattress or twin something
Yeah. It's Twin
that
Size Mattress.
so that I know that I admittedly that's a band I have not dove into, but a lot of people
I
around
feel like
me
you should
love
because
them,
everything else you like
right?
I think you need to dive into them because they're just I love them.
I'll have to check
I've
them
seen
out.
them live. They're great live.
I've never
I
seen
enjoy
them.
them.
I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna have to because a lot of people have said that to me. They're kind of surprised. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what it. Maybe it was one of those things like we've talked about too. If people like push them on you, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
But like, so maybe I'll get back into them. And Manchester Orchestra, 100%. And their stuff they've recently just put out. Oh my God! Like, there's a song Telepath. I can't. I love Manchester Orchestra. Fell in love with them admittedly because of Brand New. They toured with them
Same.
all the damn time.
Yeah, I the first time I saw them, they opened up for Brand New in a really
Oh,
small video. I've seen them multiple times.
same.
They're just they're amazing, and
Oh,
like I fell out just because of mainly like life happened and
right.
stressors, so you don't really like keep up. You listen to the same things over and over again, like me. It's like sometimes listening to a new album is little. It sometimes can be hard, and I'm sure their newer stuff is just as
Oh
amazing
my
as the older
God.
stuff
I'm
was.
telling you, I'll send you some to check out because I'm telling you, just I cannot. And of course, AFI, I'm with you because I said something a long time ago, and although they're not post-hardcore, but when I said it's post-hardcore season, baby, G and other people are like, "What's that?" I'm like, guys, I cannot be the only one that when that weather is under 50 degrees, that it is post-hardcore season, baby. And like apparently I was. But what it is some of that music like AFI, like just it hits. You want to be bundled, like I said with my Death Cab for Cutie recommendations and City and Color. It was like you want to get in your blanket and have your cookies and your coffee and listen to this stuff. I mean, AFI just hits fall, winter, they're that band, and I just adore them too. So like see, I knew you were gonna have different stuff, so it works. But we are also going to do a little wrapped version recap because I know everybody is sharing theirs, and I know I haven't shared mine yet. And there's a reason we're gonna get into that. I'm not ashamed of it. I just knew somehow maybe we would put something into it. But I think this is such a fun way to see what we are all listening to. But I think in reality, we already know what we're listening to. And I have my thoughts on Spotify and Spotify Wrapped, but it is still fun. I mean, let's just get it out and say Spotify does not pay their artists. If truly we are in this era of streaming and things like that, then we really need to make sure we're paying the artists. And I know that's hard to say too, because we are a podcast that benefits from Spotify. We are on there. You're probably listening to us right now on Spotify. So I want to get that out there. But I mean, I just think we're in this era, but I would love to see that. It's great to have wrapped and cool things and wrap parties and all that stuff they have for this. But let's pay our artists. They work really, really hard. But I'm gonna say, seeing our wrapped for this podcast, which was so cool, was so much fun to have because it was so amazing to see, like, as much as it's hard sometimes doing this podcast, I know, Justine, you kind of feel the same way sometimes. It's like, who's listening? Or like, I don't know. Like, we love doing it
Yeah.
regardless of anything. But to see that people have us in their top and they listen to us and they relate and they connect, that means so much. I was shocked to kind of see the numbers. And those aren't even the numbers from Apple. And I think our numbers from Apple are a little bigger. But it was just really crazy to see that people are connecting. And it again, like, I know we say it a lot, but just thank you so much to anyone that listens to this, takes time out of your day to put us on. It's just, you'll never understand how much that means, and for so many reasons. So thank you. And if we were in any of your topped raps, whatever, let us know. I would love to know, like, who are we? Like you said, top 10, top 4, top 5, or whatever. Like, I would love to know who's doing that. And thank you. And I don't know, virtual hug, whatever we can do. So, in regards to my Wrapped, it was so weird. All right. It was really weird. And I'm going to be honest, I am not on Spotify all the time listening. Like, I don't. I listen in other ways, like with Apple Music, and I listen just in other ways. And sometimes I think part of my Wrapped makes sense, but part of it, I don't know. If you know me, you're like, what? Um, so my top artist was Fall Out Boy, but we knew this probably. But this is where my like thing, I don't know, issue comes with Wrapped, because it said peak listening was March. Well, yeah, because that's when the record came out, and that was right before I was prepping for my solo episode when we started this podcast. So of course, did I listen to Fall Out Boy past that? No, to be honest, I didn't. But again, I'm not ashamed. Like, Fall Out Boy changed my life in so many ways. It's how I got involved with music. I loved that new record. But did I listen to them as much as it led me to believe? No. But again, I love them. No shade against them. Um, and then uh, I had Paramore. Now that one makes complete sense that that was number 2 for me. Loved that record. Obsessed. That's my record of the years. This is why. 100%. I love that record. I love Paramore. I still listen to them all the damn time. That record specifically, this is why. So that one made sense. I was like, okay, yes. Like, but again, if you were someone that didn't like this record, I highly suggest you go and check it out and give it another chance if you hated it, because just so good. Oh my God, just so good. And then my third one was When the Sun Sets. Now, I like this band. I had Zach on. Love Zach. I love their message. Truly love them. Would they be my top 3? I don't know, because I listen to their new stuff. I think they're wonderful. I think they're great. And I support all the bands we have on here. But again, my peak listening, it said, was June. Which, when did we have him on? June. Like, so it's like, what the hell? I don't know. And again, I was so happy, but I'm wondering how this works with this Wrapped. But I don't lie when it comes that we do deep dives on these bands. So I guess maybe, right? Maybe I was in a really deep dive mode with them. Uh, but they're really, really great. All right. This is where it gets really weird, guys. I don't know if everybody is ready for this, because Justine knows. My number 4 artist. What do you think? Who do we think? Do we think it's Turnstile? Do we think it's Brand New? Do we think it's Jimmy Eat World? No, it is none of those. It is none other than Taylor Swift, everybody. T Swift. And I'm not going to throw shade. I'm a girl's girl through and through. Okay. But I am not a Swiftie. Okay. I don't like her music enough. I don't connect with it. Again, she's so talented. I think she is wonderful. I think she is someone that is going to change the game for so many things. She has her tour generates so much. People go nuts for her. And again, I applaud that. I think that's wonderful. I think anyone that connects with music is wonderful. But I have to say that it's because I had two little girls that I nannied for, okay? And they adore her. We 20-minute drives back to school. So I guess maybe it makes sense. But I just, again, I think she's insanely talented and I'm not downing her in any way. But I would not include her in my top anything. Like, I just wouldn't. And again, I love Lavender Haze. Like, that song, Chef's Kiss. I will say that. But I don't know. And then my fifth one makes sense. It's Turnstile. Again, duh. That's no secret. When I work out, when I do anything, I love Turnstile 100%. I think they are the band that is going to change the game, has been, and they make the most complete sense in this. But I don't know. I saw Chris Carrabba say something about the Wrapped, and he thought the same thing too. Like, he listened to this song before tour and it showed up in his top whatever, and he was like, "No way is this my top anything." So I'm with Chris Carrabba, 100%. But I don't know. I just can't get over that I had Taylor Swift in my top thing. But I don't know. But Justine, what did yours look like? Because mine was the most like bonkers one, I think, out of it could be. I remember showing you like I had Taylor Swift and just you being like, Lisa, you should just post it and not say anything and just leave it there.
I just wanted to see people's reactions if you just didn't comment on it and you just posted it.
Oh my God. But clearly I did not have the guts to do that. I don't know, maybe I still will. Maybe if someone doesn't listen to this, I'll just do it, maybe. But yeah, we got to know yours. Like, what did yours shape up to be like?
So mine is pretty much exactly how I expected it to
Yeah.
be. I am both an auditory and vocal stimmer, and stimming is how one regulates their body and their mind. Stimming is necessary for people who are autistic, ADHD, and for people who have been through trauma. Of course, everybody stims, but for us and that neurodivergent umbrella, it's way more and it's very necessary for us. And for people who are neurotypical, this repetition that has to occur for us tends to be seen as annoying or obsessive. And with that explanation out of the way, I tend to loop artists and albums for months, sometimes years. The last 3 years, my Wrapped had Blink on it every single time. And they have finally been knocked out.
Oh my God.
My number one was Paramore. Lisa convinced me to try to listen to That Is Why and After Laughter, and I'm so glad she did because Paramore has been the most comforting for me out of anything this year. Brought my love for them back in just absolute full force. They're back to being like probably one of my absolute favorite bands now. And my second is no surprise if you know me. My number two was Bo Burnham.
Okay, fitting. It's totally fitting for you.
Exactly. Inside and the outtakes helps regulate me so much. And I've seen also with other people in comments and TikToks that with everything that's been going on with Palestine, these songs hit again in a different way. It's been so comforting for me, especially with everything going on. And it's just interesting how it's been able to comfort in more than one situation, you know? And my number three is Slipknot
Oh my
because
God, I love this.
our episode opened a floodgate again for the first time since high school. Loop for a while. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Number four was Motion City soundtrack, simply because I get in moods where I listen to Commit This to Memory on repeat.
Hmm.
And if you know that album, it makes complete sense
Yeah, it
to why
does.
I've believed that on in. And my number 5 was Bikini Kill because
Uh,
they're also a band I tend to get on tangents with and will listen to on continuous loop.
no, I love that because I agree about the Slipknot thing. I got totally into, again, it tapped into that teenage me and whatever. I mean, even now, like I just love Corey Taylor so much too. So like it was no surprise, but I I love that you gave the Paramore record a chance because a lot of people, I remember when it came out, and a lot of people, I don't know what they were expecting. And I like to each their own. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
I like I said, I think
Like,
it
everybody has their own opinion, but you're wrong.
yeah, this record is my record of
Wrong.
the year, hands
This
down.
album was everything for me this
Mhm.
year,
Oh,
so
so like it
yeah.
literally, it's just it is so good, especially the song Crave. That's one for me where oh my like in her lyrics, like we've said it before, where like she'll say, when she sees a reflection of someone that never gave way to the pain and how like I just again, if you maybe haven't gone through some things, I don't know, maybe you didn't resonate with it. And same with After Laughter, but those two records combined, just I became more, I don't know, I don't want to say upset, maybe obsessed. Paramore. I need to see them live again. It's been a
I
hot
do
minute,
too.
and
I
especially with
haven't
these new
seen them
songs.
since I saw them in Warped Tour, I think when, Riot came out, so I haven't seen
Mhm.
them live since Riot days.
So I think that might have been my last time too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can't remember, like I think it was House of Blues in Chicago. And if you know that or any House of Blues, you know it's pretty small. And that's where I saw them last. Oh no, I take that back. I saw them a little after when they opened up for No Doubt, but it wasn't like a Paramore show, you know? So like it just wasn't the same. They didn't have a big time slot. It was all about No Doubt. But like I've known people to see them on this current tour that they went on most recently, and they were like, "You gotta go! Like
I'm
you've
so jealous.
got to
I've
go."
watched so many live snips from the concerts they put on this past year, and it looked amazing, and I'm just so sad that I didn't get to go. I kept trying, and I the tickets were just so expensive
No,
that,
I'm with you. Yeah.
like, I wasn't able to go, and I was really upset about it, but I'm really hoping that they tour again soon so I can go see them because they looked like it was just, like, the best time ever.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way because I agree with you. I'm like, I gotta go. I don't care how. I gotta because just that. And oh, now I have to go listen to some Motion City again because it's been a hot minute for that band, and I have so much respect. And I think I've said this before on another episode, but the nicest, just down to earth, wonderful human beings. I saw them with Fall Out Boy, and we were in a diner, and they sat next to us because they saw we were teenagers, just like, oh my God, it's them. And they pulled their table next to us and shared their food with us. Like they were the kindest people ever. So good music and good dudes, like just hands down, like I can't. And I guess we also have to talk about some of the records that stood out this year. So like I know, I don't know, I'm gonna miss a bunch of them and people are gonna come for me. So I guess if I missed one, just let me know. Maybe they weren't my vibe. I don't know. I tried to look at a list too just to help me, but obviously Paramore, again, we just talked about it. This is why. I will talk your ear off about this record. If you did not like this record, message me and or Justine, and we will give you songs to start
Yeah.
with and what to focus on. Because I'm telling you, like just so good. I gotta go by Guts, also by Olivia Rodrigo. Did you hear this one, Justine, at all? Or did you Olivia
Yeah,
Rodrigo?
I have it listed too.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. So okay, so I won't go
Yeah.
too crazy because I know you'll probably, but I know she's on that poppier side of people, but oh, this record is just so catchy as hell. And here I am in my 30s diving into this one, and I just love it. Like I'm sitting there with my windows down singing like Get Him Back. Like who am I getting back? I'm engaged, you know? But I just love her record. Meet Me at the Altar, past, present, future. Meet Me at the Altar. These girls are going to I swear, they are going to take over the world. They already have, and what they've done, but I just adore them. I love what they're doing, and I think they're inspiring so many young girls right now. And again, I just think they're going to take over the world. They're on tour with 5 Seconds of Summer. Meet Me at the Altar. Just check them out. Do yourself another pop your side, but so, so good. I gotta give it up to Fall Out Boy. So much for Stardust. Okay. I don't know what it was of the nostalgic nature, or if I was just missing Fall Out Boy, especially after they put out Mania, which I wasn't a fan of. But honestly, I just think it was the best one they've done in a really, really long time. And I really enjoyed the undertones, and it just it sounded so much like them. And I think it was just so, so good. And again, whatever. I don't care if you are a Fall Out Boy hater. It was really, really good. I gotta go Soft Cult, See You in the Dark, because a huge supporter, Jeremy, turned me on to Soft Cult. I know Justine, you too as well. And I
Yeah.
have not looked back. They're so, so good. I love them and adore them. Manchester Orchestra, The Valley of Vision. There you go, Justine. They're so good. And I just love where like, I think about the Manchester Orchestra that we heard with Brand New. And I hear them now, and I'm just like, oh, I love what they've become. Like, just, I can't. I can't say enough good things. Boy Genius, the record. I know, Justine, this is a hard one to, like, we've
It's
talked
okay.
about too.
Yeah.
But it just these three powerhouses, it just is so, so good. And some people are shocked at like how big they are, but I'm not. I mean, you have these amazing, incredible the threesome of these powerhouses alone, right? And it's like I it just you can't go wrong. It's so, so good. Gorillas, Cracker Island. I just love the Gorillas. I've always loved the Gorillas. I think they're so talented, and I loved this record. The Menzingers, some of it was true. Again, this band can do no wrong. This isn't much like Paramore. This is a band I will push on you. I will be that person. Justine, you would hate me for that. But I'm telling you, I will be like, you must listen to the Menzingers and you must like them, because they're so different, I think, in the world of like these pop punk bands or like indie rock bands or just anything. They're just so good and they never miss, in my opinion. I got to go Ellis Dunes, Lost Songs and Shapes, because I just love that they put out these demos, because it was just pretty amazing to see how these songs came to be. And I just really liked it. I like the stripped nature of it. I had to put it on there. Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer Vacation. I love Miley Cyrus. I stand by it. I am waiting for her to go into the rock version. I would love to just hear her, like, I don't know, any kind of rock music she could do with her voice. It's such a good record. It came out at a time I was really kind of sad, and it just hit. So I love Miley. And Honey Revenge, Retrovision. Honey Revenge is so, so, so good. I think, Justine, I've sent you like a couple things about Honey Revenge. I don't know, maybe reels or whatever.
You might
Maybe
have.
not. So, so good. I'm trying to get them on this podcast. I just love them so much. And I think what they're doing is so amazing. And I think they're currently on tour now in the UK with The Used. But I don't know. Oh, Meg Myers is another one. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this because I butchered this, but it's Tzia. That's the record name. Um, Meg Myers is just incredible, and I love her so, so much. And I got to give it up to one of my friends, Jason, for turning me on to Arlo Parks, because she was supposed to open up for Haley of Paramore on her solo tour. And he told me about Arlo Parks. So, so good. If you're into indie rock, female voices, things that's just like so beautiful, you got to go Arlo Parks. And I'm gonna get off my crazy tangent and just Justine. Let's hear you. I know you said Olivia Rodrigo's on there, but like, what else do you got?
Yeah. Of course, Ellis Dunes.
I know, right? It's so
Alright.
good.
Um, Blink 182's One More
Oh,
Time. I
what an
like
asshole I am. I just,
it's one of those things where it's like if you're a big Blink 182 fan at any time, this was a very emotional comeback, you know?
yeah.
And it's like, how could you not? Like, you have them all three together again, and it's wonderful. And I also had Melanie Martinez Portals listed as well. It's really weird now that she's doing the thing with the mask all the time. Like, again, props, that's great. You know, you're committed to the bit, you know. But that song, The Void, especially when it was going around on TikToks, like, I love that song. I love that song so much.
I
I feel like with her and Olivia Rodrigo, especially on like TikToks, like, just there's a certain like female empowerment, you know, and I love to see that.
how do I not know? I've never heard of Melanie Martinez.
You don't know who Melanie Martinez is?
I can't believe this is a
Oh,
first for
girl.
me. And I do I have to do like a little
Okay,
deep dive?
you need to check her out. You need to check her out.
I'm looking at her right now and I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
know who she
very good sad girl pop kind of aesthetic.
Oh, so right up my alley with
Yeah,
the Boy
yeah.
Genius and all
You
that.
should definitely check her out
Okay.
for sure.
Wow. How the hell do I
I feel
know?
like if listen to The Void, and I feel like you're going to recognize her from TikTok. But yeah, I loved it. It's just the whole character she's got going on with this
Yes,
album is a little different.
I'm
But
looking at her right now and I'm like,
yeah,
wow, this is totally my vibe. Like, how do I
it's
not
like,
know this?
so apparently she's doing a tour where she's doing all the different albums that she's done, and
Mhm.
people are like, okay, but are you going to keep on the mask for
Right.
the other albums? And she's like, no, I'm actually going to take the mask off for those albums because
Mhm.
that's not for those albums. And people are really excited about that, apparently, because it's just because nobody's seen her face this like entire time this past year with this album, because she's supposed to be this character with this album. So she's very interesting. I like her music. Again, sad girl kind of pop. So yeah, definitely recommend if you need some good sad girl kind of music.
And I'm seeing this tour, odd shocker, not coming to New Jersey. They're gonna make me go to New York City, it looks like, or Philly. That's my running thing. But wow, okay, I'm so excited because now I have somebody to check out. I can't believe I don't know. I'm sure,
That's
like you said,
funny. I'm surprised.
once I
Yeah, I feel like
listen,
once you hear it, yeah.
I'll be like, "Oh, this is what we're talking about." Wow. See, guys? Like, here you go. It doesn't matter. Like, here I am coming. I'm like, "Oh, I know what Justine's gonna say." Like, we're on the same wavelength, and now I'm
Surprise.
walking away. Well, I'm walking away with someone new to check out, so I'm really excited about that. Ooh. Um, trying to think, is there anyone else that, like Probably. There's probably someone that, like, they're gonna I can't believe Blink, I forgot about because I think that was the first Blink record, that right away I was like, "This is good," because
Yeah,
I didn't like any of the singles they dropped, like Edging, I
yeah.
didn't like, one I didn't even like One More Time. I know people are gonna, I
How
just
dare you?
I know. I just didn't I mean, I liked the part of it. I understand it was probably therapeutic for them. It just I don't know, it didn't hit for me, but I know for a lot of people it did. But I love the record as a whole. I think it's so, so good, and it just made me like, "All right, Blink, I guess if you come around, I'll come and, watch you play." I'll go. It's been a hot minute, but yeah, I really liked that record too, and just I guess I'll post like a list or something. So if anybody wants to like check these out because I really just uh I so hope anyone that maybe hasn't heard of any of these definitely check them out. Definitely Melanie Martinez. If anyone else is like me and apparently living under a rock that this and she's huge. I'm like, wow, like
She's pretty big, but that's why it's funny. I was like, "Oh, okay."
wow. But I'm so
She
glad
also had
because
the split dye for, like, but, like, she's really popular for having the split dye with her hair, so
I'm so jealous of anyone that pulls I mean, much like you, anyone that pulls that off, it's like I'm itching to do something, like, fun. So maybe I'll have to talk to, like, my hair guy and be like, "Yeah, let's do something fun." But, no, but I guess I don't know, like, this was just a fun episode to do because it's the end of the year. We've got some interviews coming up, and then we're going to take a 2 week break of Christmas and New Year's. I know a lot of podcasts are anyways, and I just feel like everybody's doing their own thing. So why not give us that break? And we just appreciate everybody that listens to this. And I know this is also the hardest time of year for so many people. And I think it's important to recognize that and just whatever you're going through, like, I'm with you. It's not always like the happiest time of year for me. It's a lot for me to pull myself out. Like I said in the last episode, I've been doing a lot of working out, which I haven't done in a while. And it's really helping keeping my mind like, again, I don't know if it's the dopamine levels or whatever it is, but it's helping. And I know that like whether it's financially, mentally, this is a really hard time. So I just want to give again, send my love, both of our love out to anyone struggling because it's hard. It's a really hard time of year and it's hard too when there's a lot of expectations with whether it's gift giving, anything like that and you have to do that on top of your own mental health. And so yeah, I just wanted to reiterate that from the last episode too because we're there. We're in that holiday season and it's the hardest time of year. So check in on your people and check in on yourself. It's hard. Like my little Christmas tree on my post, you got to take care for yourself. So even though that sounds so cheesy, I just said that. But listen, take care for yourself because it's really really hard. And I don't know anything else about like this year in music or I don't know, even the podcast, Justine, you have to add. I don't know. I'm like
Um, just, another again, like, just thank you for listening and making this dream of a podcast, like, have some reality to it. Like, we both are really happy with doing it. It gives us lots of joy, and we love trying to come up with ideas for you guys, and we appreciate that you listen. Other than that, the whole year, oh my gosh, like,
God.
let's hope next year's better. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
it's been a very rough year. I know for me, just with everything going on in the world and my health, and um, it's been a struggle. So hopefully next year's even better. And I'm somebody that lives with a lot of hope, considering some of the stuff I've been through. So I just got to keep up hope. There will be better days. It'll get better. Just got to keep fighting the good fight. But other than that, that's all I got.
No, I agree. I hope this year is good for you too coming up and I'm with you. Mine's had a lot of ups and downs and luckily I'm in a like I know I told someone the other day, like when I posted my flowers, anyone that opened like that follows my personal page, like it's just been a time. It's been a really difficult
Yeah.
time. Very good time, but like, it just like I said, I can relate to a lot of people. And I just it's just wild. It's just wild to think that we're here. And again, my heart goes out to everybody that is going through anything and even things they're not ready to open up about. So my heart just goes out to you. And I don't know. I can't believe we're at the end of this year. It's how I started this year. And there was even a month with this podcast where I was crying on my couch when all hell broke loose, so to speak. And to see where we're at now and that we kept pushing and then I had you come on as my co-host, like I just remember that and like crying on my couch in like March. Like and she's just like, "Lisa, take a day to relax, get it out, but start work tomorrow." And I did. And I'm just so thankful for someone like you in my life in this podcast too that like kept me going as well. Cause there was a hot minute where I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not worth it, if it's at the cost of a couple things, right? And just so thankful for that because like where we're at and I see the connections and like when you guys comment or like or even just listen and I have no idea who you are and I want to know you. So please connect with us again on our Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. because I want to get to know you guys and I appreciate you. We both do. And it just means a lot. Because, like I said, like this podcast almost didn't continue. And to see where we're at now, I mean, we're constantly working on it. We're like talking to each other. What about this? What about that? And then we got some guests lined up. And I'm so thankful. So thankful to everybody. You have no idea. Like I could have, if I could look at myself now on that couch where I was, and then now it's like, yeah, like this is why you keep going. Whatever creative, I guess I'll just speak to you like out there. If you're like doing anything creative or art or just any passion of yours, just keep going on it. Even if like nobody, you feel like nobody around you is paying attention, just keep going. Seriously, keep going. If anything, this will motivate you because I had to teach myself how to edit. I had to teach myself TikTok, and thank God Justine taught me TikTok. I had to teach myself how to use Adobe. I had to, there's so many things that we had to do to get to where we're at here. And there's still more we can learn and do, but just it's wild. So like just keep doing what you're passionate about. Whatever your drive is, just keep doing it. And I hope like that this just inspires you to do that. Because I see some of you that follow me. You're all doing something and like we're so proud of you. So I just wanted to say that. But again, it's just so crazy to have this kind of episode and look back on this year in music. And I don't know. I don't think I'll still believe it until it's like New Year's and I'm like on my couch and I'm like, "Oh, happy New Year." And like, "All right, it's the new year." And again, I know we skipped over some records because I feel like we would just be here all day. But again, we want to hear from you and we just hope that you guys are gearing up for a good holiday season. And again, like we said earlier, take time for yourselves and just whatever you have to do to have comfort this time. But as for Justine and I, you will hear us next Tuesday, bright and early. All right. Bye, guys.